Hi, thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to show you how to make this box, and I'm not real sure what to call it. I actually came up with it on my own. My idea was I wanted to be able to take a whole sheet of cardstock and cut it in half and then cut that in half again. And so what you can do is you can get two boxes out of one sheet of cardstock. So I took an 8.5 by 11 and cut it in half at 5.5 and then cut it in half again at 4.25. So I've got two pieces just like this. And then you're going to score it on three sides at 1 3/8. And so I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay. So I'm going to put it at 1 3/8 and score. And then at the bottom at 1 3/8. And then on the other side at 1 3/8. Okay, so you're going to have two pieces just like that. I'll put this back over here so we can see it. Okay, so the way I came up with this template, I want to show you what I did. I cut myself a piece of cardstock, or printer paper actually, that was the measurement that I was going for. So to figure out where to score it, what I actually did was I folded this in half, and then what I did was I folded these sides in to that half size. See what I'm saying? So I folded it in half to get my middle folding point, and then I folded these in. And so then this was 1 3/8 and this is 1 3/8. And so I just decided to also score it at the bottom at 1 3/8 so that all my score lines would be 1 3/8. And that's how I came up with my box. I've got myself a template here, and this is what I'm going to cut out here, and then these are where I'm going to put adhesive. So I've marked that. So this first piece here, I'm going to trim out. Okay, and now this piece, I'm just going to, well, let me fold it first on the score lines. Okay. There we go. Okay, but before I assemble this box, the first thing I'm going to do is draw his mouth. I have a template for that I use. I'm not good at freehanding things, so I believe this template came from Crafters Workshop or something like that. You can also use a Journaling Genie. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is center this so that I'll get his mouth exactly where I want it. So I've just kind of folded that up, and then I'm lining up this W. I should have used one of the Stampin' Up! Markers. My felt pen here is kind of running out of ink. Okay, so now that I know I've got his mouth right, now I can proceed. This box that I'm showing you how to make, I have made a ton of them over the past few days, and I'm going to show you all different kinds of ways to use it. You don't have to make the little Frankenstein or the mummy or the Dracula. You can just decorate it with designer paper, and it looks really cute. Okay, so the first step to assembling the box is I'm just going to lay this on top of that piece, just like that. And then I'm going to fold these walls in. Because it's got adhesive right here on the bottom, it's going to stick nicely, just like that. Oop, come back here. And then this one goes in. So there's that wall. And then now, just before you fold this, just make sure you line up the edges to the top. If it gets down to the bottom, it's not so important, but just make sure you line up the top. Okay? So there you have it. Okay? A nice little sturdy box. It'll hold all kinds of like Halloween candy, the Reese's cup and all of that. Because when I was making the Kit Kat holder, it will hold a Kit Kat and a Hershey bar, but it won't hold the Reese's cup or the bag of M&Ms or so that's why I came up with this box, is I want it to be bigger. And then this is the box that I made last year, but not everybody wanted to work with the rebar tie wire. So I came up with this little box. And this is the little post-it notes I made last year. And then a couple years ago, this was actually like the first Frankenstein I made. Isn't he cute? Okay, I've gotten sidetracked there for a second. So let's finish making, get him out of the way because this is what we're making. And I should have drawn the little scar lines first, but that's okay. Because once you put your, I'll do the last one after I attach the hair. The hair I get from our local scrapbook store. If you purchase their paper, you can use their die cut machine. It's actually a grass die, and it's not one that we have, and it's not one that goes with the Big Shot. It goes with that big industrial trimmer. And what I'm doing is I'm going to put it on my trimmer and just cut it down just a tad because it's a little thick, and I want his eyes to show. I don't think you can see what I'm doing. Sorry. I just needed to trim it just a little. It came too far down, so it wasn't going to leave room for his eyes. See? Much better. Okay, so now we'll attach this. Okay, now I've gone ahead and punched all the pieces out. So the white part of his eyes are the 3/4 inch circle, the black is the 1/2 inch circle, his eyebrows are the 3/4 inch circle, and his nose is, actually his nose is a 1/2 inch circle. So we'll go ahead and cut his nose. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut the eyebrows in half. Okay, so now we'll just assemble it. Okay, and then before I attach these eyebrows of his, I'm going to sponge it just a tad. Well, I need to get some ink on there, so I'm just going to use my basic black ink. Ah, come here. And then I'll sponge his nose a little bit so that kind of pops it up also. I always save these, the edges to my dimensional so that I can use them on all of my punch projects. Let's see. And then we'll pop up his nose also. So let's see how this is looking. That's cute, isn't it? Okay, so first we'll attach the eyebrows. That's funny. And then his nose. I'm going to attach the nose first so that I make sure I put the eyes in the right spot. I think that looks pretty good, doesn't it? And then we could add a little scar over here. So, there you have it. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks a lot. Bye.